This visit has been a bit different. It has to do with recognition in the academic field, and I'll get to that inshallah later on. So many of you already know me. My name is Mohammad Idrissi Alcaraz. Was born in Cordoba. Lived and I was brought up in Seville, a city very close to Cordoba, only one and a half hours away. And my background is that my father is Moroccan and I'm Spanish. Mom, she converted to Islam, alhamdulillah. She had her own story, being raised in a Catholic school and no understanding the Christian religion as they used to teach them, and then a journey that she had until Turkey, and a spiritual experience at the Masjid Sultan Ahmed, the Blue Mosque. And subhanallah, Allah had written for her hidayah, alhamdulillah. So I was brought up in a family where half of them were Muslims, half Christians. Actually, I had more connection with the Christian family because our family, all of them are in Morocco or in other countries, but not in Spain. And I always had this question since I was very small, like saying like, okay, these people say that this is the truth. We believe this is the truth. Which one will be actually the truth? You know, being small, still haven't worked on a deep level on arguments, etc. So, alhamdulillah, our family, my parents always put on me that, and they worked on me on my Muslim identity, teaching me religion from a very early age in a way that it reached my heart, alhamdulillah. And finally, I also wanted to share Islam with my family, Christian family, and my friends, etc. So I had this will and wish to learn more about Islam. That wasn't until I became 13 years old, and a football club wanted to me to play with them. Then my father got concerned and said, "What's going to happen to my son's future?" That he finally decided that I should go to Morocco and started the hifz of the Quran and also fiqh and other Islamic sciences. So that's where my journey started in Morocco. Then went to the UK, studied in Jamia Ta'lim al-Islam. First year I was doing hifz and hafs, then 7 years in Islamic sciences, alhamdulillah, where I got all my ijazas in hadith and qira'at and takhasus in fiqh, in Islamic law. And I was inspired by the Muslim community in the UK, and also inspired by our past Muslims in Al-Andalus, in Muslim Spain, and being brought up in Spain, knowing the context, knowing the situation. We, alhamdulillah, have developed to a certain level on having our masajid or musallas, but in Islamic education, the situation was very bad. So came with the idea of establishing this, not just academy for Arabic and Islamic sciences, but to establish a system that could be used throughout Spain. So this happened in 2013, alhamdulillah. Finished my studies, went back to Spain straight away, started. Before that also, they tried to make me imam in one of the masajid, the first masajid they were built by the Saudi government in Spain. But I didn't feel that I could do the work I wanted to do from there. So I decided to go back to Seville and started with Andalusia, alhamdulillah. It's been now 10 years. First, the academy was focused on primary and secondary education, Islamic education, and new Muslims and da'wah. So in Spain, we still don't have any official Islamic school. So the structure that we worked on was on not just what they are known to be in Europe as the Sunday schools, but to have a structure that our children, our youngsters, once they finished from the school or we call it institute, like the secondary, in the morning, they could come and complete those subjects that they should know in the evenings. So they will come on during the week. And we also done this in a way that psychologically they understand the importance of it, because we've seen that living Islamic studies just in the weekend had this bad effect on some children, thinking that this is not important. So we try to change that view from them. And after, alhamdulillah, many years and with a system established, then we had people approaching us, wanted to do the same in different parts of Spain. This was one of our first objectives. But then what we found out that there were no people ready actually to teach. I mean, ready by being trained. So there is the will, but there is not the knowledge there, neither the skills that they should have, a teacher should have. So that's when we started to take seriously our high education in Islamic sciences. And we developed a program that will have a pre-degree course, a degree, and master based on our necessities. So we did a pre-degree course focused on giving Islamic education to all of Muslims. So that was for all, designed for all Muslims. Then the degree course divided in two cycles. The first stage focused on preparing Islamic teachers. Second stage focused on preparing imams and murshidat. And then the master focused on preparing ulama. So alhamdulillah, we already had everything in place, but we didn't have a place where people could come and study. We needed a big budget to bring like the best teachers that they were available that spoke Spanish. So we were stuck at that point. And this was actually the situation that we had when I came for my first visit here in Malaysia. So the work was just being done on the previous levels. Then, subhanAllah, COVID came. And COVID was a moment to rethink about everything for us. We were waiting for 1 million, 2 million to buy a place and other budgets to get the teachers, students, etc. And suddenly we see all these big universities. They've closed their facilities and they're teaching through Zoom. We said, we're waiting all this time for this money, and you know, Harvard, Cambridge, and all these big institutions teaching through Zoom. So we said, Bismillah, let's start work from this. And also, like, the mentality changed, not just in the academic Western world, but also in the Islamic academic world, because we have this, which is very important, this idea of students in Islamic sciences should have this kind of direct relationship with their teachers, this what's called suhba, right? Accompanying, making sure that he's not just learning the knowledge, but he's also getting the ethics and the values that we should have as Muslims and ulama and imams. So the Islamic institutions also, because we didn't know when COVID was going to finish, so they all had to go online. So this was the best moment for us, subhanallah. And for a project that at the beginning was going to be locally and try to reach nationally, it became international. So now we had all these students from South American countries, from places where some of them they didn't even have a Muslim community surrounding them. We had a woman, for example, from Peru, from the Amazon, from the what do you call it, the forest, applying to study with us. So alhamdulillah, right now we actually have students from 19 different countries, alhamdulillah. And we already from last year had the first batch who graduated as Islamic teachers. They got a diploma in Islamic teaching. And now they have 2 more years, inshallah, left to become the first imams and murshidat that we have ever produced in Spain. So we have some ulama like myself, my brother, who have been born in Spain and have become ulama, but outside Spain. So this will be the first ones who actually are getting their education in Spain with knowing their contexts and also being specialized and their education focus on certain objectives that we have. So even though there is still a tradition that you could say between 40 and 30 years of Islamic education in the UK, especially in the UK, the rest of Europe came later. But our program is also special, that you cannot find other places. Which, when we from the beginning, we had this understanding that we have to work on European high studies standards in a way that we also get the recognition, because in Spain we have 2 fields. We have the religious studies and the academic studies because of the church. The church being very powerful in Spain and having a long tradition, so they got their religious studies like officially recognized by the state, which opened the doors for the religious minorities to have their religious studies recognized, and the opportunity also to teach it, not just recognize but to teach it. So now, because at the beginning we had this focus, this objective of also getting recognized, not just in the religious sphere but also in the academia, we structured everything according to university levels. So also in Europe, we have, I don't know here in Malaysia, but different way of ranking the levels. So not necessarily the studies have to be through universities, but could be through other institutions that, if they prove to have these standards, they have the different levels that your studies will be recognized as that. So we work on that qualification standards. And when we started now to present this work for universities, etc., we found that they wanted to change part of our curriculum, and they wanted us to follow the path that they already have designed for some programs that they call Islamic studies, Islamic and Arabic studies, which are Orientalist based and which do not prepare neither Islamic teachers, neither imams, neither ulama. It is a historical point of view with things that actually against Islam, promoting ideas like, for example, the teachers will be saying in a Quran teaching that Quran was written in Baghdad. Yeah, this is and this, like about the Orientalist academia. So then we thought, okay, we want our students also to be able that when they finish our bachelor's degree and carry on their education in other fields. So they also become professionals like doctors, engineers, whatever they wish. So that's why we're working hard on this, and also because as being the first institution and having, you know, the context of our Muslim community in Spain being different from, for example, the one in the UK. So for a student to think, okay, I'm gonna be studying this many years, and then what is going to happen for me in the future, like my income, etc. Because right now still the community is not very supportive. Like imams don't get paid well, and other issues. This obviously it has been the history of all Muslim communities in Europe in the beginning. It's just we are very, like, we started having Muslims after our legacy from the beginning 80s few, and the majority in the beginning of the 90s. So we're still a very new community. So that's why we also wanted to get this recognition in a way that facilitates the decision to become Islamic teachers, etc. There is also one very good thing we have in Spain, that our religious studies also facilitate for to become Islamic teachers in public schools and other spheres. But we want to open as many doors as possible. So then we thought, okay, if we don't want to compromise the work what we're doing and the way we're doing, we already have the structure, and we will like to look for other institutions that they share the same vision and mission as us, and they already have these subjects as we have it in place. So that's why we looked to Malaysia. And we have other opportunities to work in closer places, like for example, Morocco. We actually, 80% of the Muslim community in Spain, their background is from Morocco. They are Spanish, but the background is from Morocco. But because of the political context, where Spain is afraid of Morocco intervening and having influences in the religious sphere, that's why strategically for us it's not good to, at least to be the first step. So Alhamdulillah, we contacted IIUM, the International Islamic University of Malaysia, and they agreed to have a meeting. And this actually was the reason for our visit this time. But Alhamdulillah also facilitated, and we went to USIM, to AKM, actually in the Wataniya, in the National University. They were very supportive, and they said that they're ready to sign a MOU, Alhamdulillah. And the IIUM also, they already confirmed to us that our bachelor degrees will make possible for our students to come here and to follow with the masters and PhD. So this is very good news for us, Alhamdulillah. It's actually a historical moment for us, Alhamdulillah. Yes, so we are very happy. Still is a lot of work to do. We still now our priority is to our bachelor's degree to get fully recognized by IIUM, which will need some paperwork, inshallah. That's the next step. And alhamdulillah, so until this day, this is like a kind of a resume of alhamdulillah, inshallah. It has been also an opportunity to know the people, work with Ustaz Suhail's NGO. They have this Allah is intention also for their members to come to Spain to do some research. Where is is that? Is he here? Ah, okay, in the room. Okay, okay. So, Alhamdulillah, this is what we have achieved so far, and I would like to you to ask about anything that you will be interested in. Yes. So, if you're talking about high education, in Islamic sciences, yes, we are the only one that has a structure with a bachelor's degree and higher education, not just in Spain, but also in all Spanish-speaking world, which maybe you know, but don't know, but mm, Spanish is the second most spoken language in the world as the first language. So over 500 million people speak Spanish as the first language. And we from Andalusia, we also organize yearly international congress. So we unite all these countries, and we have teachers and imams and ulama from these countries giving speech, sharing their knowledge. Also working on, we have competitions in tajweed for youngsters and for adults to promote the correct reading of Quran and the attachment to Quran. We have a competition in Islamic poetry in Spanish to revive these arts also, and so it becomes part of our identity as Muslim Spanish speakers. We also have like a competition in Islamic arts, because of our legacy. Is actually part of our structure also. We have a subject of Islamic arts where we focus on calligraphy and geometry. So this is the things that we are also doing, alhamdulillah. And obviously we are, all our students are, and all our programs are also focused on da'wah, to share the beauty of Islam with others in Spain and also in these Spanish-speaking countries. 2.5 million. Yeah. So Islamophobia and anti-Muslim sentiment is something that is in the rise in Europe. We can see more than before. By saying before, I mean like when it used to be small. Obviously, we had also a past where Europe was even more racist, or at least the actions showed that. But Alhamdulillah, we still have our rights. For us in Spain, the situation is not as bad as in other countries. Like for example, France, other countries, Germany, yeah. Just to talk about the current situation about Palestine, for example, in Spain, alhamdulillah, there is no issues about supporting Palestine. Or we have weekly demonstrations showing support to the Palestinian cause. The government has been also supportive in that regard. So alhamdulillah, it's okay. We have the same challenges also that you will find in other European countries or Western countries, and right now you could even say globally, these ideologies, etc. But alhamdulillah, we still, you can be a practicing Muslim in Spain without any problem. There will always be these people, of course, from maybe even institutions or non-institutions that will try to make hard things for Muslims. This is a reality. But we at least from Andalusia, we don't want we want to be positive, optimistic, and we don't want people to have any fear of like, because saying things like this will create fear in Muslims. The purpose is so they don't show their identity, don't practice, etc. So we try to ignore these things and concentrate, focus on what we can do and the rights that we have, and work regarding that. So the academy students, which are from 4 years old until 18 years old approximately, we have about 250 students. The majority of them are on-site and some of them are online. Inshallah, from next year, since COVID, we opened the academy online also, but it was restricted just for our previous students who have moved to different cities, even different countries. We have students that are living now in Belgium, in France, and they still are studying with us. And for next year, inshallah, if Allah makes it easy, it will open to all of Spain, and also a branch that will open to South America, because due to the difference, the time is different, the hours. So for children, on that time that we teach in Spain, they are in school, so they cannot attend the classes. So inshallah, we are opening the Latin America and Andalusia online, inshallah ta'ala. As for higher education, the high institute, so far, like the main programs are all online. We have on-site programs also, but are just like not from the main structure, like things that we do occasionally, different cities, different courses, dawah, theology, fiqh, etc. But our main structure is all online so far. Our objective, inshallah, what we want to reach is that to have a place big enough to facilitate for our students to come and also be on site and have they call it hybrid education. Is it called like this also in Malaysia? Yeah. So after seeing the benefits of teaching online, this is something that we're gonna keep. It is a must to offer education for anyone, having in mind also our context. But we also want to have at least some students who will be full-time with us, to prepare them even more, inshallah, to train them even more. No, the online, yes, online 250 in the academy, and in the institute, right now we have a bit more than 300 students, approximately, yeah. So in the institute, we also have like standby students, which are, because our course is online, some of the students don't pass the exams, and they have 1 year to watch the classes that they had from the previous year to try the next year to pass the exams. So we have many of them also, and they're not active in the live classes, but are preparing themselves for the exams also. So the process is that same, like we don't have big expectations. We knock in doors, we do our asbab, but until now we haven't have anything done. But Alhamdulillah, this is we keep knocking on doors. But we have a, inshallah. Okay, inshallah. Sorry? Okay, you mean for the academy? Oh, okay. So one of the projects that we had after visiting South America was actually establishing a school. We are working on that, but we don't know want to say anything about timings, etc. So the paperwork is being done now, is work on, but I don't know. South America is a bit difficult to work with them, like as like being serious, like having a serious like following up is a bit difficult. So the work is going. Let's see, inshallah, when we can have those papers and then start with the school. This is gonna be done like we're gonna be taking care of the project, but it's in collaboration with other people who are gonna be funding the project. So that's why we are limited to how much we can push, because the funding is not coming from us. We also are registered in the USA, alhamdulillah, since now about 6 months. No, a bit less than that, because last year also I visited the USA. We actually now, after Spain, I cannot say 100%, but between Colombia and the USA are the cities after Spain, sorry, the countries that have we have more students. And actually the students that we have in the USA are very active students in their communities, alhamdulillah. We actually have our representative in the USA is a teacher, Islamic teacher, that she became, she got her degree from Dr. Bilal Phillips University. And she had some students with us studying. So when she saw the level of her students, she decided to become our student, alhamdulillah. So she is now studying by us. Inshallah, she will achieve her diploma for the first 2 years as an Islamic teacher with us. And she's our representative in the USA, a woman that is doing a great work, tabarakallah. And we have students from other places also. So I believe that the USA in Latin community can do a lot of work in South America, because they are from that area, from those countries, and they have seen how the Muslim community work in the USA, very well organized professionals, majority of them. So they have a good example and understanding of how we should be working on South America, inshallah. So that's why we decided to actually be registered also in the USA to work from that side also, inshallah ta'ala. No, our teachers, majority of them are Spanish, but we also have teachers from other backgrounds and from other countries, like living in other countries. So from South America, we have right now 2 teachers. And we have teachers also from, even though they are from in Spain, but they are from backgrounds like Morocco, Syria, Algeria. Alhamdulillah. But the majority of teachers right now are Spanish. Some of them became Muslim, and some of them, they are from families like mine, born in Spain, and they have families that are Spanish. And from different backgrounds also, like graduated from different institutions. Alhamdulillah. No. So, yeah. So the school project is different from the academic project. So the academic project will start without the school. So the school, inshallah, probably will take a bit longer. So the academy, because it's going to be online for all South America. So that, inshallah, should be starting soon. Inshallah. And yes, the need for it to make it specify for Latin America is because of the time difference. If not, then they will just join with us, the students. So for the adults, it's like that. But for the children, because of school, we have to change. We have to have a different timing. Yes.
Not really wondering how you call your
In English, is they call it Seville. I say Sevilla, Spanish. Because speaking in English, say Seville. Well, it is about language. Sometimes you say Sevilla, maybe so no, they will not understand it. Or
the word that know it, you have to be dictated.
sorry,
The word used for it, you have to be dictated.
yes, I don't think it's a big issue for us that it is not. We understand, like you have, for example, England. We say in Spanish, Inglaterra. That's the way we call it in Spanish.
For England, because that
It is the language of fish. So it depends.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay.
I'm able to ask regarding Spain. So, 800 years more or less was ruled by Muslims. And it was very well known, for example, that people go there on the reservation and they the question is, what are some of the reasons lost from the 800 years more minority?
So this has got to do with the love of dunya. So when the people and the rulers start fighting each other, so we had at the beginning the period of the Umayyads, where the Muslims were united. But then when the period of Tawaif, everyone started claiming that they were the kings of their cities. And then will be fighting one king against another and allying with Christians to fight the Muslim just for the chair, and not having this vision of getting together again. So was the cause for them to lose. So,
Greed.
yes, love of dunya. Because even in those times where because Muslims were ruling in Spain, no, but not the Iberian Peninsula as a whole. So depending on the time, they had more land or less land. At the end, for the last 300 years, they just had the Kingdom of Granada, so which was Granada and the southeast part. But yeah, and that was because of fighting against each other, just because of dunya, no, because of any other reason.
When use the we are banking.
Yeah, and the Islamic, like the legacy, it left an influence in all aspects of life, and culture, arts, architecture, everything, language. You can find in everything a trace of the Andalusian legacy. Even though they try to neglect that part, and some of them know that the Spanish identity is Judeo-Christian and Roman and Greek, and they don't mention Andalus or Muslims, but they cannot deny that when they're speaking, more than four, they say from 4 to 6,000 words are from the Arabic, the culture, the music, the dance, the most known things about Spain are actually from the Andalusian legacy. No, not for now. You will find some teachers that they say from themselves, but you will not find it like in the curricula. For me, when I was in school and we learned history, we were reading so much about Romans, and then when it came to Islam, just 2 pages. And one page was about what the Muslims believe. And they mentioned that Muslim had the Islamic faith had 6 pillars. So I said, no, it is not 6, it's 5. You know what was the 6th one that they had? Let's see if anyone can guess. Which one was the 6th? So you have Shahada, Salah, Zakah, Qawm, and Hajj. And the 6th one, anyone can guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Against it.
I told the teacher, this is wrong. We only have 5. He goes to me, shut up. You know more than the book. This is in the book. Don't tell me this is right.
No, they don't change.
I don't know. I don't know. This is I actually haven't checked the. Yeah. But we're trying to educate people, change the narrative. There are some institutions also focus on the legacy, Andalusian legacy. But there's a lot of ignorance, and especially in this field of, you know, including the Andalusian legacy as part of the identity. For politics, there are people who trying to say that it is not at all. It goes against historical facts, but they using the political sphere as something that is against our identity. The Muslims came and they were here for a little bit and we kicked them out. We got rid of them, the savages. Yes. In Andalusia, in the south of Spain, Seville, Cordoba, Granada, if you ask anyone what is the most beautiful thing that you have in a city, in Seville they will tell you La Giralda, built by Muslims. In Cordoba they will tell you La Mezquita, built by Muslims. In Granada they tell you La Alhambra, built by Muslims. It's the thing that they're the most proud. But then you tell them, okay, so this is part of your identity. So, as you know, the Christians were like very anti-Jewish. It's just recently, after they committed genocide and tried to fix their wrongdoings. So right now in Spain, actually, the Sepharad, who are the Jews from Spain and the Mediterranean, but especially for the Spanish ones, if they prove to have a connection with Spain, the families, they can ask for nationality. But the same is not done for the Muslims. So the Muslims actually have everything well recorded, especially those who are in Morocco, Tunisia, these places. They are all the documents. Some even have the keys, like the Palestinians. But there is no recognition for that right for them. Is the fear of the Muslim identity, the fear that Muslims, they have their way of doing things and they will not change and they will influence others, is the problem.
The fear of taking over Muslim.
Yeah, there is a real fear for that, and doesn't make sense, but yes. Especially, like this Islamophobic discourse, and they say that Europe is suffering from an Islamization. We are going to lose our identity. Yeah. Yeah. 21. Oh,
Allah, it's not, it's not our shares, yeah. With that, if and people even and breaking up, that's what we do. And
mashallah.
then so was that in their part.
Yes, yes. There is a. Yeah. Oh, mashallah. So there is a. Why we haven't done this publicly yet? Because there is always a risk of this specific place being sold. So we don't want to say that we are taking money for something that we cannot secure, because then it will have a bad image. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
If not, yeah. Okay, okay, yes, yes, of course. Okay, okay. Yes, yes.
That cannot be. And by another place, but
Yeah, yeah. Inshallah.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Inshallah. Inshallah. Inshallah.
Spanish, yeah.
So I got also something from Spain for PMP.